avoiding potential dangerous situations that were out there, reporting all suspicious activity or crime, right? When we talk about how are we going to get taxis better, how are we going to get police better, how are we going to get fire better, whatever it is, if we don't hear that complaint or that driver did that, we would never know, right? How can we correct it if we don't know? So a lot of times we'll come here and people go, well, there's something on my street and blah, 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 blah. And I'll say, well, what happened when you call police? And they say, well, I never called. Then we don't know, right?
Question.
Yo, yes. Round of applause, first question. Yeah.
You say call police.
Yes.
So say someone broke into our car over there, then you call police, you say, well, it's not an emergency.
Yes, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that, if we can. You want to talk about it now or you want to wait?
No, that's fine, I'll wait, I just want to.
Yeah, we'll get into when to call police and emergency and when to call non-emergency, or when to report it online. Okay, there's different scenarios. Yes.
So what happens when you call police when somebody's house alarm goes off and they say, okay, yeah, we'll be out there. 4 hours later,
Yeah.
they're still not there.
I'm not going to lie to you. Before this, so my title is active shooter specialist. I go around, I teach people how to deal with active shooters, aggressors. Okay. Before this, I came from the TAC team. I've been on calls for shootings. I can't even get a police officer to come help me. Okay, we're by ourselves. That's the truth. 200 calls in the queue right now. So think about like HSC. You go there for a broken arm, you walk in, and all of a sudden you're like, how long? They're like 5 hours. And you sit there for 5 hours and you're like, hey, when's my turn? They're like, 5 hours. It's no different, and they're just being honest. I'm not gonna lie to you at once today, and if you don't like the answer, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna be honest. When we get calls where someone broke into your house or broke into your garage and they're gone, I don't know when we're coming. Because I guarantee you there's 200 calls that might be more of an emergency. Not that your emergency doesn't matter, but we slot it into what is the most, we have to get there fast. Okay, that's what happens when they do that. She's just telling you, I don't know when we're coming. Okay? But we will get into when to call each number, so we will talk about that when we go. But I hate this last line right here. What does it say? Don't allow yourself to be a victim. Nobody allows themselves to be a victim, right? But we can just minimize that a little bit when we're out there with some of the tips that we have, okay? When we are talking about it. Carry only what you need. You said it perfectly. You said, I don't carry cash, right? Good. Because you carry cash, it's gone. Unless you remember every single serial number. Do you guys do that? No, you don't do that. Nobody does, right? When we're talking about it, that's why we carry cards. When you're taking your taxi and he says you didn't pay, okay, I'll pay again. All I got to do is go check my bank receipt. If I get charged twice, that's going to get refunded in an hour, right? So just remember that, okay? If it didn't go through, maybe it didn't go through. Show me the receipt where it said it didn't go through. Show me on the computer where it said it didn't go through. I can log into my app right away and I can see all the charges. I get a credit card every time my wife uses Amazon. My phone, you think it's ringing, it's just my wife using Amazon. I get alerts all the time that someone's using my credit card. Okay? So we can always check to see if we got charged twice. Okay? If that happened. So we go do that. But medication, people love medications. Go back at Porter's Place and you sell each pill for $5. Okay? If they see you have all your meds or if they see all that, they'll try to take it. Okay? Because they can sell it on the street. Take what you need. Those little pills that say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, awesome, right? Because we can just take what we need. What about, let's go back to some other stuff. Okay. You will never see a police officer, okay? Look at me. I don't go anywhere without my bodyguard over there, okay? We travel in twos. We go to a call that has any violence to it whatsoever, we're bringing 2-3 cars. We do the buddy system. That's the only thing we have in our favor is that we can bring more people. We'll do a traffic stop and people are like, why do they have 2-3 cars there? Because I want to go home. And it's no different than you guys. If you guys are out and you can bring somebody with you, that will lower your chances of someone trying to come up to you because they hate people who are doing bad things want to see 2 things. 1, you by yourself, and 2, you walking like this on your phone. They want to see you looking down. Okay? Yep.
I have a question. I went to the dollar store I was wearing my ribbon skirt at the time.
You're what, sir? You're wearing
my ribbon skirt.
Okay, yeah.
And I went there to talk to one of the guards, the security guards there. And he had said to me at the time, I'll drag you out myself.
Drag you out yourself?
That's what he told me.
So, and then just came up to you and said that?
No, because he's been assaulting our people.
Yeah.
He's been assaulting our people on numerous times, and at the same dollar store What incident has happened there?
So what I would say to that, and you're gonna hate this answer again because I'm gonna say it every single time. What happens is when you do a complaint, you're gonna call the place and you're gonna say, security guard did this. And the security guard's gonna say, nope, she did this. The moment you have it on film, it shows everything, right? I know it sucks to bring out your phone, but if you have your phone for your own protection, have it out. Like I said, we tried to do body worn cameras, it costs a lot of money, right? But I say bring it. I'm like, it's only gonna help my job out if they get to show what I'm doing, how I'm doing. Same thing with you. If you come across a situation where that stomach and that spidey sense is going, this isn't right, take your phone out. So now when you make that complaint, and now when you say the body or the security guard says that, you have it on video, right? Yeah.
I got brought up from City Place because I was advocating for somebody, and I had my camera.
Yeah.
They told me, well, you can't film us. I said, yes, I can.
Yeah, you can. Like, you can film me, right? Like, you can. So you don't have to listen to that. Because if they show that, they knock your camera out of your hand, for example, they're not allowed to do that. Now you have that on camera, okay? So just remember that when we are talking about that. But buddy system is big, okay? Try to travel in 2, 3, 4, the more the better, okay? Stay alert. I told you guys, they look for you looking in your phone. And especially the kids today, they don't even know the street light's red. They're just looking at their phone. They don't even know what they're looking at, right? If you don't know where you're at, like I said, when we leave my station, I'm downtown, I've been there my entire career. When I leave, I'm acting like I'm on a call constantly. I don't look at my phone, my head is up, I'm looking at everything because we know the dangers of what can happen, right? We have to stop being complacent. You guys have to do the exact same thing when you guys are there, okay? This is a good one. Personal protection. Sean, what am I allowed to carry? Well, what is, I don't have a light on this one. Okay, knife. Let's go knife. Can you carry a knife?
You're eating apples.
Right? People say, you can't carry a knife, we get arrested. I'm like, do we stand outside of Cabela's and wait for everybody who's bought a knife? No. Right? But the moment you say it's for protection, that becomes illegal. Because a knife is used for
Eating apples.
eating apples. A knife is used for cutting ribbon. A knife is used for whatever. But the moment you say it's for protection, that's illegal. Okay? Now, someone is literally trying to hurt you, grievous bodily harm or death, and it's self-defense, then you have to explain why you use it, right? But it's not, you wouldn't have it for personal protection. Okay? Bear spray. Can you have bear spray? No, we wait outside of Cabela's when you buy bear spray. We're like, we got one! No. You can buy bear spray when it's for
Bears.
bears. Super too, I'm gonna hire this guy. Okay? 100% you can have it for when it's bears.
And not the Chicago Bears.
You might get you in there too, okay? Right? You can have it as long as it's not for protection, because the moment you say it's for protection, it becomes a weapon, right? We make it very simple. Bear spray is for bears. There's another tough one. Are we ready? Baseball bat is for
Baseball.
baseball. You guys are catching on to this game. Okay? But the moment you have it in your car, like people tell me all the time, I have a baseball bat in my car for protection. Illegal. And most of the time it's going to be used on you. Just so you know. Okay? A lot of the times that we have that. Okay? All these things that we have, why does this keep doing that? All the things that we have, okay, they're supposed to be, they have a use. You can't have it for protection. What about taser on the right? You probably have one. You have one? Okay, I'll let you go today then. Yeah, can't have a taser. Okay, taser is the one thing you can't have. America, you can literally buy them in gumball machines and use them on everybody. You can't have tasers here. Okay, you cannot have a taser. That's the only difference. Okay, what about whistles and car panic alarms? Those pretty good? Yeah? So when you have one, and all of a sudden someone's breaking in your car and you go, stops them in their tracks like everyone stopped. No, right? But if you have that whistle, I treat it like this. Car alarms, you guys probably hear car alarms at your house all the time, you don't even go look. But the person inside the car thinks everyone's looking, right? They don't want attention. So when you blow that whistle and you start blowing that whistle or that car alarm, all of a sudden they think everyone's looking and they get up. Okay, that's why it works. Okay, it's not like it's a magic weapon, but it just brings attention and they hate attention. Okay, so they're good to have for that right there. There's also, see the bottom one where it's like you pull the pin and a loud sound comes out? That's really good for your purse. right? If you have it, you put it on your, maybe it's in your purse and you have it around your wrist. So if anyone takes your purse and runs, all of a sudden you pull that pin and they start running and there's that loud sound going everywhere. Going to the mall, maybe you attach it to the cart because your purse is in there, because nothing drives me more crazy when you guys go shopping at the grocery store and you're like, oh, meat's on sale, and you got to leave your purse way over there, okay? Please pay attention to that kind of stuff when we are doing it, because I don't want you guys to do that. Okay. Sean, how do I know someone's following me? Sometimes you don't. Okay? You see somebody coming up, maybe you don't feel comfortable, because that spidey sense is important, right? Doesn't mean you're judgmental, right? You don't have to make it, you don't have to walk by people and go, ugh, right? But can you cross the street?
Yep.
Yeah. Can you go into a store? Yeah. Someone's following you. Are they following me? That's weird. I cross the street. They don't follow me, they weren't following. All of a sudden I cross the street, now they cross the street. Are they following you? Maybe. They start going, what happens if I go back? And then they follow me again to this side. Are they following me? 100%, right? The easiest way to tell ever. Change direction twice. And if they're following you, okay, now I have some evidence that that's happening. So maybe I get on my phone. Yeah, hey police, yeah, I'm here, can you see me? Hey, Robert, I'm here, can you see me? You don't have to be on with anybody. And now they think someone's coming. Okay, little tricks that we have to go do that. All right? Elevators. Does anybody use elevators? What's that?
Everybody uses elevators.
Well, some people live in apartments, right? Like, so do some people live in apartments? Okay? If you want a little trick for the elevator, this is what I do. I stand there, I'm waiting. There's a group of people or a group of people in the elevator. Door opens, I go in. I go right to the back. And if I want floor 4, I look to see if anyone pushes 4. Door closes, 4 is pushed, what do I know? Someone's getting up. If 4 is not pushed, I push it, or I tell someone, can you press 4 for me? Door opens, I wait, nobody gets off, now I go. Okay? What happens if someone follows me then? That's weird. Maybe I get back on the elevator. Maybe I do that phone trick again. Hey, Robert, I'm outside your door, come let me in. Right? Little tricks that you can tell right now if something's weird. But you have to start trusting your gut as we talk. You'll do that. All right? When you go into your car, have your keys ready. I'm guilty all the time. I have 4 pockets. And I can guarantee you my key is in the 4th one I check every time because I don't put it in the exact same one, right? Have your key ready before you even get to the car. Don't, because what happens, I told you, they're trying to see if you're not paying attention, and nothing says you're not paying attention more than if you're at your car and you're going through your purse like this and your whole back is exposed. Have it ready. Get in. Car, quick. What happens when you get in the car? What do? Lock it, right? We talked about that what happens when the cab door is locked, because when you go 10, 20 kilometers, the door locks by itself. Don't wait for that. Lock it as soon as you get in. You're getting gas. You're going to get gas, and all of a sudden you get out, all your stuff that you just bought at the store, maybe your purse, maybe the groceries in the back, whatever it is, and you go get gas, and you're like, it's okay, I'm right here. So you go get the gas, you put it in, you're watching $1, $2 spin faster than you've ever seen before. And meanwhile, someone's going in your car taking your stuff. Okay? I don't care, even if you're getting gas, lock your door. I love my wife. She's the best person ever. But I have a 2 and 4-year-old. And when she goes to the store, grocery store, she parks in the mom spots, which is awesome because she's right across the street from the store. But when she has to bring the cart back, the cart is way over on the other side. And she puts our kids in there and then goes and returns the cart. Lock the door. Okay? Always lock your door. Have that. Okay? Because the kids are in there with your groceries. People will take it. Okay? Be careful with that when we are doing this. These little yellow, we have pamphlets back there. Harminder can't wait to talk to you guys. We have little yellow pamphlets right there that say, remove all items in your car. Now, if you put that little yellow pamphlet out front, is everyone going to look in your car and go, oh, don't bother, I'm not going to rob this car? No, but it's for you, okay? It's for you. If you put that yellow paper out there, you better make sure all your valuables are out of your car. Because I got news for you, meth and fentanyl have ruined the way that the city works right now. And when I started, meth 20, 25 bucks a point. So that's each time you take meth, 20, 25 bucks. Now it's $5 because it's garbage. So you can have an iPhone cord, your phone charger, a tuning. If they see that, they want it because that's halfway to a hit amount. Okay? Don't leave anything in your car. They're checking it every night, I bet. Okay? It's not like so happens you left your computer in there one day and that's when someone robbed it. They're looking every night. Don't give them an excuse to go in your car. Okay? Let me do that. Road rage. I don't care how angry you are. Don't engage. Okay? What's one of the biggest traffic things in our city where people get mad? You guys know? 5 bonus points and a free cookie, whoever knows.
Zipper.
What?
Zipper merge.
Zipper merge. Zipper. You guys know what a zipper merge is? When you get construction and 2 lanes become one. It sounds like a love song. 1, 2, 3, right? Okay? That's it. And everyone goes, I'm going to be a good citizen and get in 1 lane. And then that one person goes all the way to the side. That's what you're supposed to do. Yeah, but you're doing it wrong.
Oh, no, I don't like the man, no.
No, but they're doing the right, you're doing, if you get in early, you're the problem. It has to be together or traffic
Yes,
stops,
yes.
okay? And people get mad at the people all the time when they're doing it right. We get so many road rage because of that, like, they cut me off. Like, no, they're doing it this way. But we have a lot of this, please don't get out of the car. You don't know if somebody's on something, they're having a real bad day, they have a weapon, they have bear spray, whatever it is, we don't want to know, okay? Please don't engage. If you ever feel unsafe and someone's in a road rage incident, are you supposed to be on your phone in the car? If you feel like your life is in danger, can you use your phone? Yes. Can you drive? What's the key? In a road rage incident, the key is they have to get out of their car to get to your car. And if you don't get out, we can just drive away. Right? So don't get out of your car. And if you don't feel safe, you go to any police station, and if they follow you in there, then they're just not the smartest people ever, right? And get a hold of us, and we'll deal with that. But drive to any police station if that ever happens. If you feel unsafe. Okay? Public transportation, we heard some of this. Do we have any questions about public transportation?
Just so you're aware, City of Winnipeg has hired community safety officers that ride transit routes on more of our problematic routes. So we're also adding 15 more community safety officers to primarily ride on transit buses. You'll also be aware that transit is undergoing revolutionary changes as of July 1st? June 29th. So we're hoping that the transit experience will be that much better in terms of frequency, but also primarily in terms of safety.
Awesome. And if you don't feel safe at a stop because maybe there's something there, you're gonna have to go to the next one. Okay, don't stay there and be afraid. If you have to, maybe you stay in the store until you see your bus, or you do something to have that. But start trusting yourself for that. Safe stop. Anybody ever use Safe Stop? You know what that is? So if you're on the bus and you live in between stops, so you're going somewhere in between the stops, you can ask the bus driver. It's supposed to be after a certain time, but usually they're pretty good if you're nice. Niceness will get you a lot of good things.
As long as it's safe to do so.
Right, 100%, right? If you go do that, they may, if you ask and say, hey, do you mind if you let me off in between the steps? 99% of the time they'll say yes. Okay? So that's an ask that we can do for that. In the bus, where do you sit? Front or the back?
Driver's
Front? Driver's seat, nice. You guys don't do that or you might get charged for theft, but yeah. What do you think, front or the back? We got a front? Front, good. Everyone thinks they're cool. I go to the back. Yeah, okay. You're also trapped. If something goes down in the back and someone's acting crazy in the middle of the bus, you can't get off. If you're in the front, at least you can get up, right? Fast, and you can let the driver know, okay? And apparently drive sometimes too, so it's good. All right? Panhandlers. I'm not telling you what to do. You want to give, you give. You don't want to give, you don't want to give. Whatever, right? Why don't you carry cash?
Because I don't want to be
You can
robbed.
take it. Now, if you do this, you see a panhandler, yes.
I carry cash, because I always give.
I'm going to talk to you later. Yeah, I'm going to talk to you later. Yeah. Actually, no, give me $5. Okay. Listen, but here's the difference. If you want to give, have the money ready. Don't go in front and be like, I know you got a lot. So you're going to be like 20, 40, 60, 80. Right. Now, the person who you're giving the money to might be nice, but the 4 people surrounding just saw you take out a bunch of money and they want to buy their meth. and they will take it from you.
Oh.
I have a video about meth, and the guy literally says, when I'm strung out, I don't even care who you are, I'll hit you with a bat and not even think twice. Okay? I would hate for that to even have a chance. So even if it's a 0.05% chance, I want to keep you with us forever. Okay? Do not put yourself out there. Just have the money ready. Okay? To go do it, and you can go. One of the persons said they have a little trick just in general. He carries around a fake wallet. And he has like Blockbuster cards and expired credit cards. And so if anyone steals, anyone's like, give me your wallet, he has a fake wallet ready to go. And to take stuff, right? So there's a lot of tricks that we can do that, to have that. Okay, so if you do that, just please be careful, give it to them. Now, let me ask you a question. Say your wallet does get stolen, or you lose your credit card. If someone finds that, what are they trying to do as fast as possible if they have your debit card, credit card? What is it? Use it where? Anywhere. I want to see. I'm like, she's like, oh, I use it all the time. I'm like, oh, yeah. Right? What they do is they try to take it, and they go to 7-Eleven, wherever, and try to get as many gift cards as possible on tap. Because then we can't trace the gift cards. Okay? Now, if you have that app on your phone to check to see if you already paid for that cab or whatever, okay, you can turn off your credit card on the phone. Deposit, and your debit card should have a pause on there too, so nobody can use it. Because nothing is worse than you report your credit card stolen, and then you find it 2 days later, but now you have to change every number and everything that you have to go have that. You can pause it on the app in your bank. Okay? That's another little trick that we have. Does anybody buy stuff off Marketplace? Kijiji? Liars. Yes, you do. Yeah, we all do. I do. Right? 100%. Okay? I like Facebook because I get to see their profile. So again, we're using our little cop brain now. If I see someone is selling a trailer, this is a real story I'm telling you, and the trailer is usually $1,500, but this person's selling it for $600, and I'm like, sweet. And their Facebook profile was made in 2024 with no picture, or a picture of him on like a beach, and I'm like, well, that's not Winnipeg, I'll tell you that much. Okay? Right? Maybe I don't do that. A lot of times they try to get you to pay ahead. Well, please, you have to put $50 deposit if you want it. No thanks. Because that's what they try to do, 50 here, 50 there, and then that ad disappears. So if you really want an item, you can get them to come to any one of our stations. We have a safe exchange site, okay? They'll come and meet you, and you can do the exchange there. So that's another option that you guys have. Go do it. Do it in public if you can. People have that. I'm not saying don't ever buy anything, but try to use those little tricks to see if it's a real app.
Here's 260 Hartford Avenue.
Yeah, this is, Harminder, you're on it, right? Our new station, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, don't go to 260 because we're not there, yeah.
so I see anything on Marketplace now. When you go to buy, someone goes to buy something, you have a Marketplace.
Yeah.
And you say, well, I'm sorry, I'm out of town right now. I'll come in as soon as possible to pay you. Can I e-transfer you?
Yeah.
So then they go to e-transfer you, but your bank doesn't accept it. So they tell you, oh, go into this area to get into your bank.
So you had it where your bank didn't accept e-transfer?
Yeah, my bank won't accept it because I have the verification, right, where they need the second verification.
Really?
Well, yeah, your password, then you need your.
Two-step verification?
Yeah, so they wouldn't do it with me. But I've had it happen to my daughter, my son, my
Yeah.
daughter-in-law, and they'll say, well, go in there and we'll transfer you your deposit. So if you don't have the two-step verification, they can go into your bank account and see where you tried to accept their e-transfer.
Oh, you're saying that they had it? Yeah, you should never have that, right? To go do that. I've never had that problem where
Yeah,
you know what it is. So, and like I said, in mine, I have auto deposit or I have a password on it.
Yeah.
And to go do it, when I get an e-transfer, it just goes right away to it. And then they give me the password, and when I go get it, it just gives it to me.
Exactly.
So I don't have that where the other person can do that. But again, to your point, never accept a link. Never press a link on your phone. Your bank is not reaching out to you to give you a link. It's not. It's impossible. The government of Canada isn't telling you that you owe taxes. Press this link. We're not pressing any link on our phone ever when we go do that, right? You will have that. So just remember that. So it's good that you bring that up. Go do that. Some people have had problem with e-transfer. I just never had it. So that's why I said it's good to share stories that we have to go do that, to have that. But I just haven't had it. So
Yeah.
do it. But that's some people I deal with won't take e-transfer. And then I have to go to the bank and get cash, and I'm like, I hate it. But right, you have to do what the people want at the end of the day for the sale. But at least we can give you a safe place to do it, right? To have it. ATM's the exact same way, right? The big scam now is that they have skimmers. So you think it's an ATM, even in vestibules, and it's actually, they put a plate on top, so it scans your card every time. That's why I'm saying, if you get the alerts to your phone, you see all of this, okay? You should be checking your statements. You should be seeing all of that to see if anything's weird, because you have to be able to tell your bank that you saw it right away. Okay? It'll help with your fight that you guys have to get that going on. Robbery. Give them whatever they want. Okay? Me and my wife have a rule. Someone ever comes and robs us, she runs as fast as she can with the kids. And I stay and I'll give whatever we have to do. Okay? Do not fight someone who's trying to rob you. Robbery is something with a weapon. Somebody is trying to take something from you with a weapon. And then we get a lot of times, well, I fought this one guy. I'm like, you fought them for a phone? So you risked your life to save your phone. Okay, think about that. You would never give that advice to any of your loved ones. Please take the exact same advice. To go have it. Everything is replaceable. Everything is replaceable. So please get rid of that. Are we over time already? I can go faster. Yeah. Okay. Emergency 911. Happening now. Happening now. Give a little car analogy. I look out my window, someone's breaking in my car, I see them. Is that happening now? Call 911. Right? If they tell you to call non-emergency, and you call non-emergency. When you call 911, happening now. You wake up in the morning, somebody went through your garage or your car. Is that happening now? No. Non-emergency. Okay? 986-6222. Or online. Online is getting really good reviews. It's been working really well for people to go have that. If it's happening now, medical, whatever it is, emergency, it's 911. I always say if you're not sure, and they tell you to call 986, then you do it, right? You go have it. But that's the difference. It's something that has to be happening now. Any crime in progress, all of this type of stuff, any situation where people's lives are at risk, fire, medical, all of that stuff, 911. Because it goes to 911, and then 911, that's not always the police dispatch. It goes to wherever it has to go. Okay? You go do that. So that's what you have to remember when we're talking about that. But this is what I'm talking about. Yes?
I have a question. When we got in an accident or just before Christmas, the police didn't show up, the ambulance didn't show up.
Yeah, well, the accidents are same thing that I told you before. We don't even go to accidents anymore. If it's under $5,000, I believe, right? Under $5,000 damage, which nowadays with these cars, it's like if you scratch the bumper, it's $5,000. But, so we won't even show up. You just have to take, so whenever you get in a car accident, just so you guys know, you have to exchange particulars. Take a picture of their license plate. See if you can take a picture of their license. I've been in a few where people have hit me. I'll take a picture of everything. Take a picture of your damage. Do a video around your car to see all that stuff, because that's what you have to give. FBI deals with all that now. Okay? It's because we don't, if you had to wait for resources, it might be 10 hours before we show up. So they stopped doing that, where it's like if it's just a little bumper, fender, whatever, yeah, you call. And then you can just do all that yourself, and you have to exchange it, and FBI will deal with the investigation. But you will have to report it to police eventually to get the number. Okay, yes?
So when you phone in for an accident, when somebody hits you,
Yeah.
and you're trying to ask them for their license and registration, they refuse. When you phone the police, they say, well, they don't have to give you that information.
You have to exchange particulars. That's leaving the scene, right? So you have to have that stuff. That's why I'm saying I'm bringing out my camera right away, because usually, put it this way.
Not everybody has a phone at the time. You know what I mean?
100%. And if they don't, like I said, the way that when we build best tips and best practice is that usually 95% of us have our camera on us at all time. So I say do it, right? Now, is there 5% who might not have a camera? 100%. But I'm still going to give you the mass answer to help best serve you to go do this, right? But then if not, you better have a pen to write all this information down. What did they look like? Because Spidey sense, again, what happens if somebody doesn't want to give you their information? What are you thinking right away?
They're hiding something.
They're hiding something, right? Now you go there, you're given the description, you're telling what happened, you call MPI, and the other side doesn't call MPI. Okay? That's part of your argument for your case, right? This is the license plate. I wrote it down at the time. I see this. Did it happen next to Burger King? I'm going to go to Burger King. You have the videos, right? Some of the stuff you might have to find out. But if that happens, that means they left the scene without, which is illegal. You have to be able to exchange so you can get the information. You have to. Okay? So if someone says, no, I don't have to give you anything, that's a lie. Okay? So they're not supposed to say. So what, go ahead.
No, I mean, basically what happened was, because the police had said, well, they don't have to give you the information. So the guy left, because he was doing skip the dishes, because he was in a hurry.
What information though, like what's?
Well, his driver's license and registration.
Yeah, I don't think you have to give the registration and all
So,
of that, but like the license.
whatever,
and
so
the
they
name.
ended up that I just got a letter stating, oh, well, it's 50-50 because the guy said that I hit him. There's no,
Well, and that's on MPI to deal with.
no, I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, at the time when it happened,
Yeah.
when we phoned the police, they said, no, you don't have to get that information.
Well, all like registration, that's not, it's just the
You
names
drive
and the
license,
license, and the, like with the, and you get the license plate, right? So you take license plate, you get the name, so they know what's going on.
Yeah.
But like all that, he doesn't have to give you all the documentation to do that, but you can still have to get the information so you can exchange that, right, to have that. So I think that's where that comes from, to go do that, so that's why I take video of everything. I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but we have phones for a reason, and we have all this stuff, and if I don't have my phone, every business has cameras. Just so you know, every business has cameras, right? You can go there, you can give it to MPI, that information, or you can go there and ask them, maybe they'll give it to you, to be nice, whatever. But there's ways to find out that information for sure. But what I'm saying is this right here, wherever you guys are at, and I tell this to businesses all the time, if you don't report it, we don't know it. And I always take River Heights, for example, because that's the car break-in capital of Canada. You go down there, they just go up and down the grid asking everybody cars. Right? So what happens is a bunch of people have their car broken into, and they wake up and they go, oh, they took my phone cord, or they took my $2, or they took whatever. It's not worth it. Happens all the time. Right? They just ransacked through my car. It's not worth it. Now, there could have been 70 car break-ins on that whole street, but only 2 people called the police because they had some valuables taken. Now all we think is 2 people got the car broken into. But if 70 people report that crime, now we think 70, and now we can start doing some operations where we know there's a problem to go down there. We've done a bunch of them in River Heights, especially, you will have that, because I've been a part of it, to have that. But if you don't report the problem, and you just come here and tell me about problems that you have and you never report it, nothing's gonna change. Nothing, right? Like we talked about with the taxi, if you don't go back, going through the human rights complaint, doing all these types of things, nobody knows. You have to report it, doesn't matter what it is, okay? We can go. If you do call, stay calm, stay on the line, let them dictate what's going on, okay? And try to figure out, are we going to have some bad calls that we've had? 100%, okay? I'll never discount what you guys say when we're talking about it, but hopefully that it's more good than it is bad that we have it. Okay, if you can remember, these are some of the stuff that we're looking for, descriptors of people when we go, because you would be surprised. Every time we get a Domo or a 7-Eleven robbery, if they're gonna say the person's dressed all in black, 95% of the time, dressed all in black. And when we go there, we have to pick up every person dressed all in black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're like, why are you stopping me? We're like, we have to, you're dressed all in black. And then we look at the video and it's gray shirt, green pants, okay? But people sometimes feel they have to answer the question. If you don't know, you don't know, okay? Happens all the time, right? There might be an incident where you may be robbed and you only remember the shoe. That happens, right? It's scientific facts. You remember more 48 hours after. So if you remember something 48 hours later, you call back and you say, oh yeah, I forgot. They had an Adidas jacket with a Canadian flag on the sleeve, right? And you'd be like, I remember that. And you'd be surprised how many people wear the same clothes every day. And then that little tip might get us to catch the person 2-3 days later. Okay, to happen. So just try to stay calm and remember what you saw. And if you don't know much, you don't know much. Okay? We're just trying to get as much information as we can. For a car, if you can even remember 2 digits of the license plate. So if you say white truck, and then we go, hey, we're looking for a white truck. There's a lot. Have a little game, go home right now and look for a black truck. Watch how many you pass, okay? If you can even remember a license plate, there's a rust on the door, whatever it is, a black panel, that might help us in catching this car or something like that. We go. So little descriptors is what we're looking for. And what we talked about, if you remember something after, call back, and you can add it at any time. Okay, to go do that. Now, please, what does every piece of stereo, electronics, tools, phone, what do they all have on them? Serial numbers. You guys all know the answer now. I bet you none of you guys have them written down in your house, though. You don't have it. And what happens is, I used to be the guy that used to bust down the door on meth houses. I bust down the door and I am walking over stolen property. It's everywhere. And then we go in and we go, yes, someone has to come in. I go, Harmander, go copy down every single serial number. So he's in there and he's taking 250 serial numbers. And we look them all up and we maybe return 5 because nobody reports their serial number. So then I call Marcus and I say, go sell it. And he sells it all to the city, and now the city's getting your stuff. Write down every serial number that you have. Okay? So that way, a car break-in, a house break-in, whenever there's stuff stolen, you have a serial number, and we can get it back. We have so much stolen stuff, we can't even return it. Okay? And people are always like, well, you're not going to do anything. I'm like, well, we can't. We can't just go, hey, you got to send us some TV, take this book. Right? It has to be yours to give it back. You don't have that. Okay, and so we just talked about non-emergency, and you can do it online, right? I think we're getting to the point now where even if it's house break-ins, you can upload video and pictures, right? Are we there yet?
Next gen 911.
Next gen, right? We have that. You want to know what crime stats in your area? This is lagged a few weeks, right? But you can go, I live at so-and-so house, you click in that area, and you can see what crimes are happening in your area. And you're like, well, what's the point of that? Well, if I know there's a bunch of car break-ins that's skyrocketed, I better look out for my car and my neighbor. Maybe I gotta make sure all the valuables are up, right? There's been a lot of garage break-ins or thefts or assaults. All of these types of things, sometimes they happen in pockets. You can find that stuff out, okay? Which is a good thing to have that for. Okay, e-watch, if you sign up for our e-watch, it's on the website. They'll send you tips monthly, like bike locks, boat safety, swim safety, all these types of things. If we have a bike, bikes are stolen constantly. What's the best bike lock to buy? Which is still not 100%, but what's the best one? Which one? What do you have on your bike? No bike? Okay, yeah. What do we got? What lock? Which one? U-lock.
I got a U-lock.
U-lock, yeah. Those U-locks are this thickest metal that there is. Those little small ones, they just come in and go snip, and they get out of there as fast as they can. Okay? The U-locks are really good. They're harder to break. 211, really good. Anything you have about Manitoba Services, this is a real person when you're talking to them. So you can call them and ask them any questions that you want about services that Manitoba has. Okay? A wide range of that, but it's really, really good for that. Okay, come out of breath. That was fast. Usually this is a little bit slower. Okay? The whole point of this is you know all this, right? You know a lot of this stuff, but we just forget it and we stop trusting ourselves. We have to get back. Yes, question.
When you're in your home and you feel threatened, like somebody, somebody is gonna try and come in.
Yeah.
And you protect yourself, like you protect yourself.
Yeah.
When you're in your home, and something happens, so the person, and you protect yourself, so the person that you, if you harm the person, is that gonna be like a defense?
Your name is what, sorry?
Pardon me?
Your name is what, sorry?
Great grandmother bear comes.
Don't break into grandmother's house, she's gonna take you down. Be careful of that, okay?
Yeah.
So that is the big, so that's a good question, we get that all the time. So this is what you have to remember. The question I always get, if someone breaks in my house, can I shoot him? They say that all the time, okay? And I go, okay, I want you to listen to this scenario, because you have to go to the same standards we have. I have to feel that my life is in grievous bodily harm or death to me or somebody else. So if I'm in bed, and all of a sudden we hear some clanging, and my wife goes, your turn, and I gotta go out there, and I see somebody break in my fridge or breaking into my closet, and I do something to them, and I go to court, and the judge says, why did you hurt that person? And I'm like, self-defense. And the judge is like, well, if you were afraid, why didn't you just leave? Okay? You're just mad they stole your stuff. Okay? So the why matters in self-defense. I can't tell you yes or no, but you have to prove to the court the same way I do when I use any of my weapons, right? That I felt my life or somebody else's was in danger of fear of grievous bodily harm or death. So in order for you to hurt somebody, you have to prove that in court. And Judge Smith might say, yep, I believe great-grandmother, and Judge Jones is like, nah, she's done this 18 times, I don't trust it, and she's gonna go to jail. You have to prove that, and it's still to the court.
Yeah, well, I had that, right, and I got the, I might as well say, I got the okay from the police, I love it.
Oh, we'll give you a high five. Yeah, it was like, good job. Yeah,
And it was a baby,
yeah,
two
yeah.
babies. I love them.
Yeah, just make sure. Yeah.
You know, my niece was being harassed by, and he was a huge guy,
Yeah.
you know? And, so after they left, and I said, well, what if he comes back? And then I said, you know, like, I'm getting tired here. Like, I knew the front door was good, but I was kind of worried about the back.
Yeah.
The window was right to the bottom. I said, well, I'm gonna sleep by a window. I have a cast iron frying pan.
That you use to cook with, and it's not for protection. She uses her cast iron to cook. I'll get you some.
Yeah, and you know what she told me? She said to me, you know, she says, if he breaks in, you dial 911, she said, you start screaming, but you also use that frying pan and you give it all you've got.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything, because we use the frying pan to cook with, but if you have to use it because you fear for your life, that's different,
I
right?
said, I love you, I'll use it.
I'm gonna give you my belt, you're hired, yeah, I'm gonna take you in right now. Yeah,
Okay, vehicle safety,
Yeah.
many people are leaving their vehicles unlocked because they're stating that, they don't want someone to break.
Yeah, so we
their
get that
car.
question all the time about their cars. Well, if I leave it unlocked, it won't break my window. So I'm not gonna tell you what to do. I'm gonna tell you what I do. I'm gonna tell you what I do. I don't want anybody in my car. I lock my car, right? So I lock my car. But I also don't give them a reason. We've yet to really see where 77 car windows were broken on a street of them just hoping something's in there and they go in and get it. Usually you're breaking the windows if you see something that you want. Because the same thing with the whistle and that alarm, they don't want to draw attention. The moment you start smashing windows, everyone's looking. So usually they only smash, I'm not saying every time, right? But usually when they smash a window, it's because they see something they want. Okay, because once you smash a window, you usually got to get out of the area, right? And go to another area to go have that. So one, if you want to leave your car unlocked and let people sleep in there and do it, hey, go for it. They go have it. I'd rather you just take everything out of your car so they don't want to smash your window in the first place. Okay? You don't do that. Right? But yeah, I can't answer for people because everything's personal preference. But yeah. Do not leave here without your question being answered. Even when this is over, we'll be in the back. If you guys have a question. It is a good group. You guys are here for a reason. You can. So, like I said, I want you guys to be able to ask whatever. You guys have had a good question. Oh, we got one more. I knew it. Yeah.
Now the big thing I know is hatchets.
Sorry?
Hatchets?
Yeah.
For weapons.
Yeah.
Can you just walk into Cabela's or wherever?
So
buy hatchets?
we were part of a task force that, unfortunately, yes, you can.
You can?
You can go to any store and then the hatchets are just sitting right there. I don't know if you guys ever been to the mall on Regent. There's a store in there that literally has Conan the Barbarian axes and swords right there. And I'm like, hey guy, like this is pretty accessible. He's like, no, you have to hop this 3-foot counter. Nobody does that. I'm like, oh, okay. The trust factor is really nice here. But yes, we just started a thing now with even with Amazon and Walmart and all of these to try to get them to make it harder to buy these machetes. If you're at Rona or Home Depot, to have it where it's behind a counter or at least locked away. Like paint is locked away. Like so maybe we can do that with that type of thing. So we're trying. We're trying. But there's no legislation. In order for that to actually happen, you need provincial legislation in order to happen. That's not there yet.
And then one more thing.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, the bear spray.
Yeah.
Don't you have to register to?
Yeah, you sign for it, you do all that type of stuff to get bear spray. You have it, but you go camping, people have bear spray all the time.
Yeah.
We're just saying you can't be having it for protection like all the time on you, right? It has to be for a bear. You'll do that. If you have it on the street, you're just like this walking down the street. Not good, right? To go have it. We're trying to have it so people stop using it as a weapon. But people were like, well, I want, and now you weren't supposed to be able to alter the can either. People would tape it, all these types of things. That's legal. You can do whatever you want now, right? But it has to be for bears. You're supposed to register your name when you get it all out and do all those things. You'll have it.
What about the ones that wear those ceremonial knives?
Yeah. So right now, I don't know if you want to. It's Sikh only, right? Sikhs. Right now, they're allowed to have their sword on them for religious purposes, right? You go have it, so they have it. Again, that's the exemption, but they're not supposed to use it for protection the exact same way, right? I arrested a guy because he was breaking into cars, and when I searched him, he had 2 big daggers, like this Rambo knives, down his pants. And this was at 1 a.m. And when he went to court, he was like, well, I was going to sell them on Kijiji. And the court's like, well, that's a good answer. And then they're like, okay, that's good, I guess. right? So you can have the weapons on you sometimes if you have an explanation, but we all know it's for personal protection, but that's all right. You'll have it. And that's the same thing with them. They have a religious exemption, you have it, but it's not supposed to be for protection. You'll have it. Okay? I'm telling you, you guys better go get those cookies, because if you don't do it, I'm gonna do it after this is done. Okay, but you guys have been very, very good, so thank you for coming. If you have any questions, we'll be back in the back, okay?